Hey, Patrick here, also known as Side Steel, and I read a thread on the forums today that I want to talk about because I think it's a good point of discussion, and I'd like people to reply with their thoughts too. It seems that there's a number of people who will make a thread or reply to a thread in the forums with the gist of it being, I've got to log calories for the rest of my life and I don't like it. And what happens is someone will make one of these threads and then a bunch of people will come in and say, well, yeah, but you have to do it because how are you going to be at a calorie deficit if you don't know where your calories are? And, you know, in theory that might sound correct, but I think in practice it's certainly not. And my experience in this area is still rather limited, to be, you know, in full disclosure, but for myself, I've gone through fat loss phases without any logging, and I had a great deal of success. And I have a client right now who I have pulled away all of her logging gradually, but she is now doing wonderfully, just basing it on behaviors and habits that we've worked on. So I think that ultimately a big question that everyone should ask themselves is this: how is logging my food affecting the quality of my life? And for many people, the answer will be it is a very big positive, and it will be a very short or negligible list of negatives. And if you're one of those people, awesome. You should keep logging. I think that's great. I have clients who love it. And those people, you know what? If you enjoy doing it and it doesn't have these negative things, that's great because it's not going to negatively affect everyone. There are people who enjoy it. But if you're one of these people who can't stand it, or worse yet, you're one of these people who it kind of changes your attitude about food, and you start, you know, you're looking at a slice of pizza and you see a bunch of numbers, like you know the carbs and fats and protein, and that's the only decision you use to decide what to eat, rather than just seeing a delicious slice of pizza that may or may not fit into your diet. I just think that that's the important way to look at it, and it's a great awareness building tool. Logging is something that I think the general population who's looking at, you know, starting a diet, I think it's a great thing to start. And for some people, it's a good long-term plan, and for some people, it's really not. And I think that it's important to recognize that. And I think if you're one of the people where it's really not a good idea, I think you should start seeking out a necessary or a reasonable, I should say, a reasonable set of behaviors about food that you can hopefully use to, you know, form the correct habits so that you can eat without logging or eat with minimal logging. And that's pretty much it. You can look at my blog to see some examples of a few of those behaviors. And that's pretty much it. And a final point that I'll make is that a lot of the people that think that they think the choices are logging accurately or eating willy-nilly. And just like, you know, I'm either logging or I'm just eating whatever the heck I want, and assuming then that, well, if that's what intuitive eating is, I can't do it because I will eat 5,000 calories. And yeah, if you just eat whatever the hell you want, you probably will eat 5,000 calories, or at least some people will. And that's not really what a not logging approach is. It is the intentional forming of habits and behaviors, and there may be some kind of general structure about your diet that allows you to eat a reasonable range of calorie and macronutrients. So that's pretty much it. I don't want to ramble too long because it's very easy for me to do, but I just wanted to get this out there because it seems like a lot of people believe that everyone has to log everything all the time and there's no other solution, and you need to do it for the rest of your life, and you're going to be 90 years old in a nursing home with no teeth logging your Jell-O. And I just think that that's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. So, you know, this isn't about logging being bad. It's a great thing for reasons that I've stated earlier, but don't get too black and white about things and assume that this is the only method and that you're going to be stuck doing this for the rest of your life, because there's certainly other ways to do it that are very effective, and a lot of people should be seeking out those habits and those behaviors so that if you don't like logging, you can eventually get yourself to a place where you don't have to and you can maintain a reasonable body composition. That's about it. If you have any questions, you want to chat, or you have any replies, you know, I'm going to make this in a new thread. So that's all I got. Have a good one.